Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Hey Lawrenceburg, looking for something new? Come to Happy G's, located at 210 East Gain Street. We have pitching machines, batting cages, and even indoor golf. Powered by TrackMan, our system is perfect for practice or play. With over 300 courses as well as multiple mini games, it is perfect for all ages and abilities. We even offer packages for group events such as birthday parties and business lunches. So let's go! Come get your game on indoors at Happy G's.
Do you have a small farm, a big farm, or just critters in the backyard to feed? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you need to make the short drive down to A&B Feeds in Etheridge, Tennessee today. Owner and operator Jamie Ayers has you covered and will treat you right. That's A&B Feeds in Etheridge, Tennessee.
Arctic Air keeps your home or business comfortable. For more than 20 years, we provided outstanding residential and commercial services through southern Middle Tennessee. Whether you need assistance with your heat, air conditioning, preventive maintenance, or anything in between, trust our reliable team to get the job done. We'll take the time to figure out your specific needs and recommend what we believe is right and best for your situation.
We've been using Arctic Air for over 15 years now. Their service is great, they're here when we need them, and their prices are competitive. They take the worry out of the heat and air so I don't have to.
Arctic Air. When you need us, we'll be there.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And here on X Sports Live, we're going to start off every show with a new segment, just like we did a week ago. We got Nathan Cavins here from Flora Realty, and Nathan is going to tell us our player of the week. Nathan, who is it this week?
Absolutely. Well, this week, the Flora Mid-South Realty athlete of the week is going to be Logan Love out at Summertown.
Ooh.
I heard that game was a good game. I missed it, but I heard it was a doozy.
Down to the wire. Logan, I believe, had an interception.
I know he had an interception. I believe he had a touchdown pass.
Touchdown run.
Yeah, touchdown run. That's right.
Made it 28-21 before, and then they eventually went into overtime. But hey, Summertown team sitting right now at 6-8, 6-2 through 8 games, sitting pretty good. But Logan Love, that's not the first big play that he has had this year, or first good game that he's had, but he's, since we got this thing, it's about time he starts getting recognized.
Absolutely. Logan's been a big piece for that Summertown, not just offensively, but also defensively as well. Big player, one of the better leaders on that team, but also just overall with that win, it's a big win because obviously with Loretta losing this past week, Summertown's right in the bird seat right now, the second seed in their region right now with Lewis County beating Mount Pleasant beating 4, so that's a big win for them. And huge shout out to Summertown and Logan Love for that award as well.
Yeah, Allie Weathers was our player of the week last week. She's doing a great job at the volleyball state tournament right now, and now we got Logan, so maybe Logan's due for a big week.
Yeah,
Allie's
there you
having
go.
a big week right now. Logan might be due for a big week as they head to Lewis County on Friday.
Absolutely.
All right, well, Nathan, thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
coming by here. And
Absolutely.
every week we will start off here with Nathan giving us our player of the week, and look for their social media. They'll have pictures
Absolutely.
of these athletes.
Yeah, we're all over social media. So
And again, they get drawn into a hat, a bucket, whatever.
Jar or something like
yeah, it's actually a really good thing in the office now. It's a big old golden wheel.
Oh, that's the wheel.
Yeah.
The wheel.
We're going into the
I love
NBA
it.
draft
I love
style.
it,
But yeah, so they'll get put into the wheel at the end of the year, and the winner chosen out of that wheel, out of the athletes of the week, will get the $1,000 Amazon gift card.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for
Thank you.
sponsoring this. It's a great thing for the community. So coming up next, we got a lot of high school football and high school volleyball to talk here on Exports Live.
Financial advisor Scott Beasley knows time spent with family is everything. As a founder of Beasley Wealth Management, His mission is to give clients the freedom to enjoy time with family without the burden of financial concerns. A local of Lawrenceburg, Scott deeply values building relationships with clients, ensuring they make informed decisions concerning asset management, tax planning, and retirement planning. Offering a free initial consultation, Beasley Wealth Management helps clients pursue their aspirations with confidence. A local law firm respected throughout the state. Generations of clients have turned to Boston, Holt, and Durham since 1948. We assist individuals and businesses with their legal needs, including real estate, property closings, personal injury, employment discrimination, and family law. Our clients get the personal attention and convenience of a hometown law firm with the resources and ability to handle any case. Come see us at Boston, Holt, and Durham.
Since opening our doors in 1904, Builtwell Bank has existed to be the local economic engine for the communities we serve. No matter if you're buying a car, saving for retirement, or finally buying that forever home, Builtwell Bank is here to help. From personal checking and savings accounts to a full suite of business and commercial banking with treasury management services, we'll make sure you'll have a dedicated Builtwell banker that understands your unique needs and stands by you every step of the way. No matter where you are in Tennessee or Northwest Georgia, there's likely a Builtwell Bank location nearby. Come see us and let our dedicated financial team help you with all of your banking needs. Member FDIC.
Got a dent, a ding, a scratch, or a bent fender? Major or minor, Car Country Collision Center in Leoma can fix you up. Car Country works with all insurance carriers, gives free estimates, can work on foreign and domestic vehicles, and has experience you can trust. They've been in business since 1990. Unfortunately, accidents happen, but you can get your car back on the road with as little hassle as possible with the help of Car Country. Call 931-852-4708 or stop by at 2567 Highway 43 South in Leoma.
At C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you. Because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen. Because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
Hey everyone, this is Landon Saunders.
And this is Nate Patterson with Cloud9 Fiber.
We're excited to finally be able to offer Lawrenceburg our blazing fast, reliable, and affordable fiber internet services.
If you're looking for a more reliable and more affordable provider, we at Cloud9 Fiber have you covered.
Plans start at $50 a month, and we can offer up to a gigabit to your home or business.
We are excited to be able to offer your first month of service entirely free. We encourage you to sign up on cloud9fiber.com or by calling 931-201-9098 so we can help you make the switch today.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
No, I think
Welcome back here to X Sports Live. Here, joined by Dusty Coster.
That's going to look real good when that with that Tennessee jersey you're going to be wearing next week.
Yeah.
Go Vols. Go Vols.
That's all we deserve right here.
Dusty Kaiser, Clint Brazier, Hayden Burks, I made you good, and that is Dusty's mindset right
Hayden,
now.
make sure you hide that somewhere because he may not be done with it this year.
He might not be done with it
Maybe
today.
next week.
Yeah. Oh, it's a rough time, but we'll save that for the next segment of what happened in the game. These three were at a big party. I was actually there in Neyland, so we have a lot to talk about. But first, let's get to high school volleyball. It's been a busy week for our local teams here. Loretto sitting in the state semifinal, got East Robertson tomorrow. Summertown won their elimination game against Gibson County 3-0. Loretto's gone 6-0 in sets, even though yesterday against Chattanooga School of the Arts and Sciences, that might be 3-0, but every 2 of the 3 sets went in extra points. That was a crazy, crazy game. And but hey, they're sitting a game away against East Robertson. You got Summertown's got South Green. If Summertown wins, they're back at 4:30. If they win that, they're back at 7. Got to win 3 games to get into the state championship on Friday. And as always, there could be that Summertown-Loretto rematch at some point here in this tournament.
I think our very first show we did when we started talking about volleyball before the first game that ever got played, I kind of predicted Loretto, that I think they're the front runners. And Dusty and I were talking about it the other night when he helped me on the call at Richland. And I was giving congratulations to Summertown and Loretto for both making it back to the state tournament. And I did say, Coach Andrea Kelly, if you're listening, and all our Summertown viewers, because I know that's what our viewership was the other night, Loretto is the better team. They are the better team. Deeper, more experienced, more hitters. They're just the better team. But it's like I told Dusty, they do not want to see Summertown again.
Yeah.
Because every game's been a little closer. If Summertown get on a run, but Loretto controls their own destiny. They're in the winners bracket finals. The only thing I don't like about volleyball, if they win, they still only have to be beat once. That is the only thing I don't like about the volleyball state tournament. Now, you do have the advantage because another team has to play a lot more, but that's tough to never lose and somebody else has a loss and can still win a state championship over you. Yeah. But, you know, it's setting up for them. I would love to see Summertown Loretto bring home gold and silver. That would be great, but props to both teams, you know. Sometimes it's got a little bit better all year long, and Loretto's just keeping their foot on the gas. Yeah,
and Loretto would kind of struggle with that team. I know head coach Nick Quillen was kind of disappointed because they would go up, take their foot off the gas, then Chattanooga would make this comeback and take the lead. Third set, they did kept their foot on the gas and kept going. Now, Summertown, you know, East Robertson won, and they beat them 3-1, and East Robertson's getting ready to face Loretto. Summertown felt like they let a lot of opportunities slip. They had 30-plus errors in that game, I believe 31. Had a lot of opportunities missed. They felt like East Robertson would have still beat them, but they didn't give them their best shot, which is what they gave to Gibson County today.
Yeah, for Summertown, you know, if you think about it, last year was the first year in a long time that they didn't actually get to Murfreesboro. Made the sub-state. But you had 3 seniors that graduated. Abby Joe didn't play last year. Yeah. So you don't have a lot of kids that have played in that environment.
Right. Yeah.
And so I'm sure that's a lot of nerves. Right. When you have that many unforced errors, that's just a lot of nerves being at the state tournament and stuff. And, you know, I said, don't get mad at me, Coach Kelly, but I think y'all have heard me say on here, I think she's the best volleyball coach around. Yeah. So she'll have them ready to go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and for Loretto, and I've noticed from the teams that we've seen that they do have the most weapons because, we're a Summertown. Abby Joe and Millie aren't on the court together all that much, and when one goes out, the other comes in, and you're trading one big gun for another big gun. But Loretto's got multiple big guns. This East Robertson team they're playing tomorrow, they've got 2. Everyone else is, they're good to get it over the net every now and then.
You never take a breath because Allie went to the back row because they're loaded in every rotation.
Corbin Cheatham.
Cheatham, Sophie Weathers.
And Summertown does get into a series. They get into a rotation that they need to get out of it quick, where where Millie goes the back and Abby Joe's not on.
Yeah.
You know, they need that one more point.
Right.
And so it's they get in, but hey, that's just experience, and they'll be the Garland kid's just a freshman. They'll be okay.
Yeah, they certainly have a lot of opportunities. Now let's go into some high school football. You two saw probably the best game that we might have had here so far in the area with Summertown and Richland winning overtime. Richland made a comeback. They traded scores in the second half and then winning overtime with a little bit of controversy there at the end.
Well, there wasn't any controversy on the call to me. I think Coach Patterson, probably from everything I understand, I think he wanted it blown dead for forward progress. But it wasn't blown dead all during the night when what was the quarterback's name? Woodard kept getting away from us and making big plays happen. So you couldn't blow it dead then. Plus, he was just, the progress hadn't been stopped. It was bad luck if you're Richland. Now, if you look at the stats and never look at the score, we should have beat them. We should have beat Richland by about 20.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they had 5 turnovers.
5 turnovers. Scored on 4 of the 5, and the 5th one was just at the end of the game.
To end the game.
End it.
So if you're Richland, you have to seriously just you got to squash that one because you got a big one in Eagleville. I think that determines first place in their region.
Yeah, Eagleville
Friday night. Yeah,
Eagleville just beat
Loretta.
Yeah,
and so
I mean Loretta overall, their offense, we've seen it time in and time out. Their offense can score it well. Their defense struggles at times, but that's a really good Eagleville team, and just Loretta got in the hole like they did.
Well, we told you on the show last week. I said it. You're going to be 10 points down just from that bus ride.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's 2+ hours from Loretta, Tennessee.
That's a tough drive to Eagleville.
Yeah, and Coach Daniels said they just didn't get off the bus.
Yeah.
Now they had that first play touchdown.
Yeah.
But then Eagleville scored 28 unanswered.
Had that interception that they caught, and then 5 minutes into first quarter, Eagle was up 21-6, or 21-7. Loretta's just playing the comeback game in Eagleville. They're using all the play clock and just run the clock down. So just one of those things. Loretta's going to have to clean up some things on offense when it comes to the holding and false starts. But hey, if Loretta takes care of that and gets the third down defensive stops, I think they got a good shot to make a run these last 2 games.
Yeah, Summertown probably going to need to be Loretta fans and take care of their own business because there's still some crazy things that could shake out. But me and Dusty called it the other night. Summertown was a little suspect. They're playing zone coverage on defense, but boy, they got lost a lot of times with an open receiver. And but that bend don't break. That keep everything in front of you. The defense, they did a great job. But me and Dusty discovered, and what we decided, Summertown's best defense is their offense.
Yeah.
Because when they get the ball, unless they hit a big hitter, they're gonna have it for about 8 or 9 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, you better not get down 2 scores on Summertown.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially if you're trying to push it.
Yeah.
You can go down and score. That's fine. You're still down a possession, and now they got the ball back.
Yeah. Don't worry, we'll get back to you in about 10 minutes.
Yeah. We're going to go down and score in 10 minutes, and then you can have it back again.
Right.
Yeah. The only thing that slowed down, really, that Summertown offense is a wet field at Harpeth.
It was that monsoon. That was, and I thought that was really going to be in the Summertown's favor more than it was Waverly, but I don't think, or Harpeth, but I don't think it was anybody's favor. But I think the only bad thing I remember Summertown doing the other night was 12 men on the field coming out of the kickoff.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how
Open the game. Open the game.
I forgot y'all told me.
Yeah.
They opened the game.
They
with
opened they kicked off.
Well, no, the kickoff happened.
Yeah.
So then the first play, we all run out.
Yeah.
And then I see one running across the field. I said, we're fixing to get flagged for
And sure enough,
breaking a huddle with 12 players on the first play of the game. And we did.
And we did.
So that first drive was awful.
Yeah. And then Richland scored on their first drive. Quick. Yeah. And we kind of looked at each other and was like, yeah. But then Summertown, great play calling by Coach on offense. They used their 2-headed monster or 3-headed monster, however you want to look at it, with McCroy and Quint, and then with Stoll leading the charge. That offensive line held up strong. And then, of course, when you see Quint, when they go heavy, and then you see Quinn in the fullback position, that was the thing, Richland, too. They knew that they were running where Quint was at, and they couldn't stop it.
No, he's going to get 5. I told Dusty, I said, it'd be like tackling a 4-wheel drive Coke machine.
Yeah. But props to the defense, too. Max Dillard had another pick. By the way, I talked to his dad this past weekend at church, and if Max gets a pick this weekend or this Friday night in Lewis County, he'll be tied for the lead in the region.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's got 2 games left.
He's got 2 games left. Yeah.
Well, speaking of the region, guys, we have got quite the cluster. You know, you got East Hickman at the top; they're 5-0, but you got the next 4 at 3-2. So these next 2 games, and I've looked at everyone's schedule. Everyone has a winnable game and a 50-50 game.
Yep.
Yeah. And I don't know what the tiebreakers are in the tie-breaking system. I don't know if head-to-head
Is it
comes
points?
Is it points? Is it head-to-head? Is it
I
overall
think the
record?
first is head-to-head.
The first is region record.
Region record.
Okay.
But then if you have a situation like, well, let's say Loretta, Summertown, Mount Pleasant all end up with the same region record.
Yeah.
Then you go overall.
Okay.
Because, Summertown would have beat Loretta. Loretta would have beat Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant would have beat Summertown. So you got to throw that out as far as region-wise. Then you have to go overall record. Yeah. And then you that's where Summertown could be looking good, but they've still got to take care of business. But it's crazy what it all. Lewis County's not out of it.
No,
they had that big win against Mount Pleasant too. Also,
yeah. Lewis County puts it on Summertown this week, and then Summertown's got East Hickman. So the only good thing you felt about Summertown, maybe giving them their first loss, is they may have clinched, and may take their foot off the gas.
And give Summertown a chance.
Yeah. So we got these next 2 games for everybody there. When you got 4 teams and you only got 3 spots remaining, East Hickman's pretty much.
I said, this is what the SEC. This is what the SEC is going to look like coming down to the end of this year.
This is the way
Who's getting in?
This is the way every conference.
I mean, the 2 leaders right now is Texas A&M and LSU, and they lost their first week to the worst team in the Big Ten and the MAC.
Yeah. Well, you look at every conference in the country. I mean, the ACC's got 6 teams with 1 loss or better. The Big 12's got 2 undefeated teams, and they won't see each other until the Big 12 championship game. SEC's all jumbled together. The Big Ten's all jumbled together.
We always say it's going to play itself out. It could be a cluster this year. The first year of this 12-team could be a complete cluster.
Yeah. Now, finally, before we get into college football in our next segment, Lawrence County unfortunately lost at Shelbyville. Playoff hopes are over. The goal of the next 2 games is they want to end on a high note. 2 wins against Franklin County, Cheatham County going the off season, and but hey. One thing that came out of that Shelbyville game.
See a kick 6.
A kick 6.
Yeah, we were showing replays on our game.
And poor Sam, I was slapping the bejesus out of him when that was going down. I was like, Sam, just like Auburn and Bama right there. Except the guy didn't field it on the back line. Gage got it. Like I was initially, they were working on that play on, I believe, Tuesday when I was at practice, and I watched Gage make. And I see Gage go back there, and I'm like, okay, this guy's going to try a 52.5, 53-yard field goal. Obviously, they got confidence to do it, but he hit it like a golf shot, like fat. You just saw this dirt come up, and it was just a line drive. Gage catches it. I swear he might have been a half yard in the end zone. I don't know what the high school rules, they're kind of weird when the ball crosses the end zone if it's dead. But Gage catches it, takes off, and he beats that first guy, and I immediately thought, touchdown. Because all you see is this cluster of black jerseys just standing there like, is this dude really doing this? And a whole host of white jerseys going around them. And poor Sam has just got me slapping him the whole time while I'm saying we got to kick 6.
Yeah. Dusty said, holy crap, they got to kick 6. And I saw that. And I said, hey, just a quick update. Lawrence County's cut it to 14-6. We're going to have a 14-7. We're going to have a good game. Next time I looked, it was 42-7.
Well, the thing that happened was on the ensuing kickoff, they kick an onside kick and get it. So I'm thinking,
here we go.
Yeah,
normally they start good and don't end well, but they're not starting good. But holy crap, they might do this, but unfortunately fumbled on the next play. But hey, they can end the season on the high note. Get that win against Franklin County. Got Cheatham County coming up with all those young guys heading to the off season with some momentum here. So coming up next, we got some college football, mainly Bama and Tennessee. Everyone's thoughts coming up here on Exports Live.
We talking about
For the best meal from south of the border, head to Cocina Real in Puente Grande for lunch and dinner. With a wide array of mouth-watering entrees, there's something for everyone on the menu. And you can't forget the cheese dip. They'll treat you like family, and you'll never leave hungry. Make Cocina Real Mexican Restaurant and Puente Grande Mexican Restaurant your choice for authentic cuisine, located in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
I'm Mike Keith, and my friends at Elliott Johnson Insurance have a great partner in Auto Owners Insurance. Auto Owners makes it easy to get life, home, car, or business insurance. Let Elliott Johnson Insurance find the Auto Owners policy that makes a difference in your life. Call Elliott Johnson Insurance at one of their 3 locations, Florence, Loretto, and Lawrenceburg. Elliott Johnson Insurance, moving forward for our clients every day.
Welcome to Employee Resources Credit Union, where you're more than just a number, you're family. We provide financial solutions that rise above those of traditional banks. With roots stretching back to 1964, we've served 4 generations during constant industry changes. We're known for our low fees and incredible rates. Join us and experience the credit union difference. ERCU, not for profit, for service.
Professional care with a smile. That will always be a guarantee at Encompass Healthcare. Whether you're looking for primary or urgent care, x-ray services, or even weight loss treatments, our team is equipped to serve your needs. Our doors are open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5. Make an appointment with our providers, Kendra Brown or Tori Cox, today. Encompass Healthcare, located on Highway 43 North in Etheridge, Tennessee, right next to Chapman Tire.
For decades, First Class Charter has provided high-quality motor coach transportation services to the Tennessee Valley. With numerous safety and cleanliness accreditations, First Class Charter is ready to make your group trip a reality. Contact us today by visiting firstclasscharter.net. First Class Charter, the official motor coach company of the North Alabama Lions.
Flooring sets the tone throughout your home.
For flooring that makes the right first impression, start by choosing us, Floored by Justin.
A one-stop flooring destination. Our new location stands alone for unequaled customer service and selection. Owner Justin Story's mastery of custom hardwood inlays means every room can have a custom look. Discover how the right choice of hardwood, laminate, carpet, or tile can set the tone in your home. Contact Floored by Justin today.
The Summit of Lawrenceburg is the premier senior and assisted living community in the region. The Summit makes it home for you or your loved one with diverse suites that welcome and encourage community, plus gathering spaces, neighborhoods, daily activities, and a wonderful staff that supports you every day.
Hi, I'm Tara Blue. I'm the new director of the Summit, and we would like to invite you and your family to come and tour our facility. We would love to see you here.
Let me tell you about a place that has it all for your home, bedroom, kitchen, lawn, and more. It's a home-owned and home-operated business that's been around for over 70 years, so you know they're doing something right. At Swap and Shop Center in Lawrenceburg, you'll find top name brands for every room of your house and top brands for the outside too. Looking for appliances, televisions, couches, safes, bedding, mowers, and well, the list goes on. So make the drive today to 824 North Military Avenue in Lawrenceburg and be treated right.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X Sports Live. Time to talk some college football. So, obviously, the two guys here with gray hats, black shirts are pretty happy campers. You guys enjoy those cigars there on Saturday night?
We did. Me and Hayden had a big time. Now, I will say this. We would throw little jabs at each other, but we kept it pretty civil. But now, you would have loved it when we finally got that interception at the end. That was the first and only time I said, Alabama's in trouble, Dusty.
Did you do the?
I was sitting right beside him. I just looked at him.
Yeah, he's sitting right beside me.
Well, actually, for the majority of the game, both teams were in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No one could separate themselves.
Yeah,
From
Tennessee would get a drive going, and I'd end up going. And then Alabama would get a drive going, Dusty'd go.
No, let me tell you the worst part. Here's the worst part for me. Me and this guy right here, we go back, 35, probably.
Yeah.
And I love his mama to death.
Oh, this is the best part, yes.
Oh, I haven't heard about this yet.
But ever so often when Tennessee would do something good, she's in the house and her TV's about 10 seconds.
We were watching
and
it in
she
the house
would
and
come
the
and
fort.
stand at the screen door
and smile real big.
And be smiling real big. So I'm just having to sit there and I'm having to watch the anticipation of
here it comes.
You know? Oh yeah. Miss Jennifer, she was having a blast with that.
I'm taking it a lot of that happened in the second half, not necessarily the first half.
The first half, it was the pick in the end zone.
She done it about the whole game.
Yeah.
And then this one right here, for some reason, he kept making excuses to go in the house, and then he would come back out. And at one time, he said, "Hayden, we ain't gonna like this."
It was. I mean, I gave it both ways, and sometimes I'd say, "Hey, watch this.
Yeah.
Get ready for this."
Yeah.
All right, let's start with the Tennessee guys' perspective of the game. Kind of give us your synopsis.
Well, for me, if you would have told me in the first half we were down 7-0, and then Nico throws a pick, the backup first play in the game after Nico goes out, he throws a pick, and then Sampson fumbles the ball on the first drive, I would have been pretty happy. Yeah. And then that second half, just overall, then again, it wasn't a very good game by either team's point. So we've got some things to clean up. I know it's a big win for us just because it's Alabama. But definitely some things to clean up. Nico's going to have to hit those passes. He did a whole lot better in the second half. So, I mean, of course, then again, Clint and I you brought this up to me. Losing the old offensive coordinator, we talked about going into the second half. I think that's been the main problem for Tennessee.
As far as just reading,
yes,
to me,
yes,
and seeing what's there on the play calling. But I did love the fact that in the second half, they rolled Nico out of the pocket.
Yes, absolutely.
They gave him two options or a run. Yeah. You know, and he started picking things up with his leg. And he made some good throws in that second half. I mean, that first half, he made some throws that looked like Joe Milton. If you close your eyes and squinted real hard, you'd think Joe Milton's back.
No, I heard a lot of Joe Milton in the stands, followed by a lot of expletives, but continue.
But, like Hayden said, Dylan Sampson fumbling, which, you know, if you'd have told me Nico gets hurt and throws an interception, then the backup throws an interception, I said, yeah, sounds about right. But I wouldn't have predicted, and it was a great play by Bama, too. Yeah. But, you know, I said it on the show. I feel like you've got Tennessee's defense that's winning them games, Alabama's offense. Alabama's scoring a lot of points, but they can't stop nobody. Tennessee can't score points, but they're stopping everybody. Yeah. And I think whichever team gets to play their style is going to win, and Tennessee's defense won them that game. You know, to only give up 17 points to Alabama, a Final Four team last year. Yes, I know it's a new coach. Jalen Milroe and that freshman are legit. Yeah. And I think they did a great job on kind of what teams have been doing to Nico this year is keeping him in the pocket and make him make the read, not letting him get off an edge. And I thought it was a great Tim Banks, I mean, he probably ain't gonna be in Knoxville next year.
Yeah,
please come to Morgantown.
Yeah,
he's gonna be head coach somewhere.
But here's the thing. You know, I didn't even realize it till I was watching college football final that night. Tennessee hasn't gave up 20 points this year.
Not once. No.
So that shows you if the offense can just get a little bit going. Yeah. It doesn't have to be a lot. If they can just get a little bit going, 3 games in a row. Hadn't happened since 1964. Tennessee has not scored in the first half 3 games in a row. So
and they're 6-1.
It's got to get fixed. Yeah. But you could see in that second half, it's maybe we're starting to figure some things out.
Maybe this off week we can have it to regroup and get ready for Kentucky.
You know what? We lost the bye week last week.
Yeah,
last
we
time.
did lose the bye week.
We lost Arkansas, so I was kind of hoping we'd play Kentucky now.
Yeah.
All right, Dustin.
Congrats to my Tennessee guys here on a crappy win. I don't know if I got anything good to say or not, really.
Well, listen, let me jump in here. I saw today, and I didn't realize, I knew it was bad, but I didn't know it was this bad. Out of 134 teams, Alabama is 130th in the country on penalties. That's coaching. That's discipline.
Yep.
And that's what I was fixing to say. I mean, I can't just sit up here Wednesday night after Wednesday night, seriously, and talk about our coaching. At some point, I mean, the players are playing the game, but our coaching sucks all the way around. It sucks.
Well, and it's like you said, I haven't seen.
There's no adjustment.
I haven't seen an adjustment since the second half of that Georgia game.
And we keep going back. I keep going back to that. I listen to people. Y'all do the same thing. I know y'all are on all these SEC forums. You see the stuff. Guys, that's legit talk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care
that's
if
not
your
bashing.
team. If it's not your team or not, that is legit football talk. When you see it, we were together watching that game, and then it's like a light switch has been turned off, and it ain't ever been turned back on.
Well, it seemed like as soon as Tennessee took that lead, panic set in.
Yes.
Yeah. What do we do?
Mm-hmm.
Luckily,
the second time, because the first time when they went 14-10, Bama went right down.
They did.
They did.
Yeah.
But that's the same look we've been getting.
You know, I didn't realize it, though. If you go back and watch that drive, though, after Tennessee took the lead, they subbed everybody on defense.
Yeah.
Gave everybody a full series.
Yeah.
Which is smart. You know, we already rotate, 10 on the defensive line.
Yeah.
But it was like, all right, there's a lot of time left in this game. And to Alabama's credit, they marched down the field. But, I wanted Alabama. I did not want Alabama to lose to Vanderbilt. Just like I didn't want us to lose to Arkansas. I wanted to play each other undefeated. Yeah. You know, I don't want Alabama to lose another game, this year. Because I want that win to mean something. Yeah. I don't want us to lose another game that year more than I do Alabama. But that, to me, I'm not ever one to sit here and harp on coaching, especially new coaches. But
right.
It's pretty evident that you're losing. You're doing things that are preventing you from winning.
Thank you.
It's not a culture thing. It's not a player thing. It starts from the top, and it feeds down.
Yep. Middle Road played terrible. We'll call it spade a spade. He had a terrible game. I'm not making excuses. I still don't think he's a first round draft pick. We knew that last year, even though he turned it around. And he finished strong. He's had a decent year this year. But how do you – and I feel like this is going back to coaching. Like maybe they're not telling him. But how many times are you going to throw it to number 2?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know he's the best receiver on the team. But, my God, guys, he threw it to him 19 times.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say he caught, 10, but he threw it to him – or 8, but he threw it to him 20 times.
Yeah, he threw it to him 20 – yeah, he's 8 for 20. What about Bernard? Man, this guy's been scoring touchdowns. Yeah. What about Kendrick Law? Like, you got all these guys. You got your receivers that catch the ball out of the backfield.
You got tight ends.
You got tight ends who do the pretty good job.
You got Hayes, too, in the backfield that can roll out.
And we're not even looking that direction. I mean, there was times.
Y'all too busy shooting jump shots.
Yeah, that's it. Have y'all ever in your life?
No.
There again, we look like freaking morons out there.
You know what you look like? Champions of life.
Yeah, we're building it brick by. We're not even building it brick by brick. We're just getting the pebbles. But in all seriousness, I know people they don't want to hear it. I know y'all are like, hey, you're finally getting to live it, and that's fine. But come on, man, like you were given the keys to the Mercedes. You didn't get the keys to a Pinto.
Driving it like a Pinto.
Well,
you driving it like it ain't even got a motor, like you Fred Flintstone that thing across the yard.
I'm going to be 100% honest when I say this. If Josh Heupel was coaching Alabama, they would be undefeated right now. If Nick Saban was coaching Alabama again, they would be undefeated right now.
100%. And it's the dumb things. DeBoer might be a great coach. I don't see it being legit.
I think he's a little bit in culture shock, too. And saying something like the noise wasn't going to be a factor.
Come on.
Because you've coached at Washington. Just showed you're out of your element.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You haven't been to the SEC lately.
but we talk about discipline.
Yeah, wait till the Auburn game.
Oh my gosh,
just
wait till the LSU game.
LSU game, yeah.
That's what I'm telling y'all. Y'all thinking, no. Like, this guy doesn't have a grip.
Yeah.
There's no discipline. I mean, I'm getting, my phone's blowing up right now. I'm getting pictures of Ryan Williams after the game with orange. He's done painted his fingernail orange. I'm going to go ahead and call it right now. Listen, I'm calling it right now. He transfers. He's done at Alabama. You wait and see.
I think there's probably going to be a lot more with him if you keep what you got.
Yeah. Because DeBoer has, I guess, in a better term, in a way, he's lost the team.
Well, from someone that was there, by the way, it's not the best. It's one of the best atmospheres I've ever been in. The best atmosphere was the 2018 SEC championship game. I was on the field. That's when Hurts came in for Tua and led him the back-to-back touchdown drives against Georgia. And also one of the worst fake pump calls I've ever seen by Kirby, sending in Justin Fields. Like, oh, Justin Fields is on the punt team. Like, we're just going to punt it away. Yeah. We're going to pin him deep with our backup.
Didn't fool anybody.
Quarterback dumb play. That was a great atmosphere. The loudest place I've ever been in. No fake noise, by the way. But where our seats were right in the end zone. I've got a perfect bird's eye view. Nico's missed throws looked bad on TV, looked worse in person, because if you saw how really wide open those guys were, it would just absolutely shock you. But that throw he made in the second half, fading away onto the Tennessee sidelines, might be the best throw I've seen in person, because there's no way you can drop a dime like that
on the run.
Rolling away, I thought the defense from Tennessee was unreal. They probably, guys, I think, set the blueprint to how to stop Bama. Get Milroe out of the pocket, because I know those throws probably look bad on TV. You should have seen how bad they looked in person. Yeah. I mean, he is missing guys with 10 yards of space.
You know, I noticed on air
Williams several times,
throwing him to the left.
I noticed on air you could hear the crowd cheering before the pass ever really got there, because they could tell. Yeah. And that's not hitting anybody. That's incomplete.
There's a couple throws I remember on the sidelines. There's no one around the guy. If he hits him, not only does he catch it, he continues to run. I'm not saying he would have scored, but he would have gotten a big chunk, and Milroe misses. And also, I think they set the blueprint on how to go after Ryan Williams. I don't know if you guys noticed, but he is the DB was a distance between me and Hayden. They press covered him the entire game, and he did not have much room to get away from anybody. And it was clear that
and Tennessee got away with a couple holding calls, pass interference.
They did, and they also got away with a offsides on a sack that
we were calling it. Yeah. I said, we're offsides.
Yeah,
we're offsides.
I was in the game we were talking. I was in the stands, and I immediately look at the side judge, and I went, and I literally told everyone in section double wide 10, he was offsides by a yard, guys.
Yeah. he was in the backfield.
Yeah, he was way offsides.
And I don't want to be that guy to complain like that, but that hurt us.
Yeah.
Well, your 15 penalties hurt you more than our 9, 2, or 3 didn't get
called. I know, but
here's my beef with DeBoer. I mean, they come out in the second half.
But that's a scoring drive. Yeah. Excuse me, that's a scoring drive as he's pulling his jersey off of him. Yeah. Oh, and they didn't throw nothing. Mm-hmm. You know, that score changes the game.
Right. Mm-hmm. The DeBoer, they started running the ball in the second half, and then he abandoned it. Don't know why he did it. And 4th and 22, like, he came on the field with that offense. I turned to everyone and said, just punt it. You know what?
You've got all timeouts.
Yeah, they're going to run it 3 times. You got all the timeouts. They're going to punt it back to you.
At that point, field goal would still tied it.
Yeah. No, it's 21-17.
Right? Oh, it's 4. It's 4 points.
Never mind. But if they score a touchdown, they win it instead of scoring a touchdown to tie it, or score a touchdown and have to go.
And you got better field position.
Right, exactly. But he goes for him on 4th and 22, and the moment he threw that screen pass, and I know you can't. It's hard to tell on TV, but you're in there in person. He completed. All you saw was 8 orange jerseys and all the white ones behind him.
Yep.
Like that play, unless he became, Marshall Faulk or LaDainian Tomlinson, there's no way.
Another reason why I think Ryan Williams may not be happy was 3 or 4 of them put the blame on him on that. Said he was supposed to block.
Yeah.
And he probably was, but. I ain't putting the blame.
If he missed one, but the other 8, the other 9 on the field missed the other 8 that were there to tackle him. So, that was my observations. A great atmosphere. It's one of the best I've ever been. It's definitely top 3. It's probably number 2. It's hard to top that SEC championship when you got Bama and Georgia fans in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It was an incredible atmosphere, and it was fun. I didn't realize how many people walked around with I'm not from the area, so I'm still sort of new to the rivalry, even though I know a lot about it. But to see all the fans the moment that game ended, I mean, that wasn't fireworks smoke that was rising above the hill. That was cigar smoke.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody. Yeah. I mean, I had a guy offer one to
they pretty much started lighting them up after the interception.
After that interception, you could see them all.
I know that's when Hayden did.
Yeah, that's what I did. That's when they started lighting them up in the stadium. I had one guy offer them to my 2-year-old. He was pretty hammered at that point. CJ might have taken it if he wasn't scared to death of this guy. But, I will say,
go Vols.
I will say it was a very, even though it was an intense game, it was a loud game, great atmosphere. It was very cordial. I didn't see any fights. There was no real arguments. There wasn't a lot of Bama fans. I will say that. I was anticipating a little bit more. Wasn't a lot of Bama fans, but those were there. Other than the passing "Go Vols" or "Your team sucks," which you go to anybody's
you're going to
stadium.
get that.
I'm a Cubs fan. I get that all the time, no matter where I go. I could be in Montreal where they don't have a team, and someone's going to say the Cubs suck. But but there was no fighting, and
it's not tooting our own horn here. Tennessee and Alabama are the 2 winningest schools in the SEC history, and they've been doing this a long time. I mean, me and Dusty can pick at each other, but 80% of fans that are real true fans know what the rivalry is. They'll tip your hat if we get beat, and then they'll talk trash, if we want. But it's not. It's just in good fun.
Yeah, it was. There was, I think, maybe 1 or 2 incidents within 100,000 people. That's really good. I've seen worse. Trust me, someone that covered West Virginia for almost a decade and a half, I've seen a lot of bad fans.
Yeah, they don't know how to act in West Virginia.
They get a little crazy.
There's too many peels out there.
I've had batteries land on my feet on the field before, so I know how our fan base acts to things. But let's get to the other big game.
Speaking of stuff.
But listen, Tennessee should only have 1 loss when they play Georgia.
Right.
Now, am I going to predict it? Nope.
Absolutely not. Nope.
Last time we came off a bye week, last time we came off a bye week, got beat by Arkansas. And I do think as bad as Kentucky's looked at times, Kentucky's, to me, is just as good or better than Arkansas.
Yeah.
So you need to be ready to play. They are. It is. It's going to be a Halloween blackout.
I think they're bringing out the black uniforms too, so look out.
So they should. So we'll talk more about it then. Let's see. I think we should do us a little get together, boys. We'll have Tennessee and Kentucky at night, and Alabama and LSU at night, right? Same night, ain't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I'll be in that weekend too.
Okay. The 12th, right?
And what we're going to do, we're going to talk about it.
Or is that the 6th?
Second.
Oh, I won't be here. Never mind. I won't be here. I'll be at the beach.
No, me and you got that. We got that thing to do.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's true. We got
our next get together. I got the menu laid out.
I got you.
It might have to be the Tennessee
Georgia week. Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be the following week.
Yeah.
No, they got Mississippi State and then they got Georgia.
Yeah, 2 weeks after that. I'm down for that. But
sounds good.
But Georgia, Texas. I picked Texas just because Georgia's defense has not looked like a Georgia defense. I mean, they give up 35 to Mississippi State, and you're thinking, in this year of college football where who knows what's going to happen, I thought Texas fixing a boat race at Texas. That Georgia defense looked like a Georgia defense 2 or 3 years ago.
Boy, you ain't kidding. Listen, you get, it's bad enough that Ewers comes out of the game.
Yeah.
And, and then everybody's like, okay, here comes Arch.
He didn't last long.
He didn't last long, no.
No, if they'd have had a third stringer there that was halfway good, he'd have been out there playing.
Yeah. And honestly, I kept watching it and thinking, dang it, we got to play them about 3 weeks.
Yeah. But they might be the Georgia that played the first half against Bama.
Could be. You don't know.
Carson Beck didn't play good in that game.
No.
He just didn't. The defense.
But that Georgia defense, oh my goodness.
Yeah. I honestly felt a little sorry for Quentin Ewers because 2 or 3 times he picked himself up like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do now.
Like, he looked like,
he can't breathe.
Yeah, I mean, he was getting lit up.
But all right. I text y'all, we've got something to talk about. And I've argued with people back and forth. Well, no, the refs got it right. They made the right call. That's not what happened. That is not what happened. Georgia was about to get the ball.
Yes.
All right. They were about to hike the ball.
Yeah.
And people started throwing crap on the field.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Exactly.
And then they turned it over.
Yeah.
Okay? You cannot do that on a judgment call.
No.
You cannot let a fan base do that.
No.
Because all you did was set the precedent. All right, next week, Tennessee thought it should have been a holding call.
Yeah.
Don't like it, throw crap on the field.
No mustard bottle again.
Exactly
Yeah,
what you
get
done.
golf balls and mustard bottles.
You opened up
Yeah.
a whole can of
The
worms.
floodgates. Yep.
And here's the other thing. You know they're wrong because they sent Kirby an apology letter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And when they start sending coaches apology letters, you know that they done wrong.
Was it a horrible call? 100% it
Yes.
was.
Horrible
call. But how many? We didn't see a pass interference call against Tennessee in the Alabama game, right?
Yeah.
We didn't see a Tennessee defensive lineman who got clothesline get a holding call.
Yeah.
Well, nobody threw any crap on the field that time.
Right.
No.
You know, and if they had, does that mean they would have gave it back to us? If we do that next week, are they going to give it back to us? You can't do that.
No.
You literally just let a bunch of whiny fans throw crap on the field and change
the call.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I kind of look
I
at
want it now.
It's kind of like in baseball when, you got somebody trying to steal second, and the umpire calls him out, but the third base coach says, no, he was safe. Yeah. And before you know it, he says safe. Well, now you got the other coach. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I loved how you could just read Kirby's lips too.
Oh, yeah. You don't need a John.
We
Boy
can't say it on this show.
Yeah.
We don't need a John Boy breakdown.
Yeah. It was pretty. It was pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, you can tell exactly. What
But hey, they literally gave them that back, and they got a touchdown out of it. Georgia just commenced to just beat them by 2 scores and take care of business.
They said, okay, all right, here we go.
All right, take the ball.
Yeah.
See, here's my deal. And even though you did do that, which you shouldn't have, how do you not take them where he got tackled at and back it up about 30 yards for 2 unsportsmanlike penalties for throwing all that crap on the field?
Exactly.
You didn't even give them nothing.
Nothing. No penalty whatsoever.
That's my biggest issue.
It's just like a replay. It's a redo.
Yeah. So,
well, you guys kind of mentioned it at the end of our first segment here, the college football standings. Guys, it's a jumbled mess right now. And I look at it, you look at it from the perspective of the SEC, everyone's like, they might get 4 or 5 teams. And guys, they might be lucky to get 3.
Is it Iowa State that if it was right now, that's ranked 10th, but if it was ranked right now, would be 4th?
Yeah. Well,
because they would win the conference.
Because they would win their conference.
Iowa State and BYU are both undefeated, 7-0.
Right.
They don't play each other in the regular season. However, Iowa State gets Kansas State at the very end, very last game. Kansas State, who just thumped my guys, that game wasn't pretty. They play them. If they win that, more than likely they're in there. And that way, if they win out, that's a 1-loss team going up against an undefeated team. You would think both of those would get in, right? Then you look at the ACC. You got Clemson 6-1, Miami 7-0, SMU 6-1, Pitt 6-0, Duke 6-1, and Syracuse 5-1. I just rattled off 6 teams of one loss or better. Now they're going to. Some of those guys are going to knock.
That's not really fair though, because most of them played Florida State, and that shouldn't really even count. You're talking about a team that's phoning it in.
You're talking a team that's ready for basketball season.
But also, let's look at the Big Ten. You've got Indiana that's 7-0,
13 in the nation.
Yeah, no one saw that coming. Oregon, number 1. I think
and should be unanimous.
Yes. Penn State sitting at 6-0.
Yeah, they got Ohio State. James Franklin moment.
Ohio State's 5-1. Illinois is 6-1. I mean, the SEC might be lucky just to get 3. At this point, because
I was going to say going to be lucky to get
cannibalize each other like they thought the other conferences were going to do.
I think the real numbers too.
Yeah, I think the real numbers too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They might be lucky to get 3.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I had this conversation with a friend of mine who Tennessee fan. I mean, and that's all that's all we talked about is SEC so top heavy. Well, by George, we're not so top heavy.
No,
this year.
I mean, your team's got beat by Vandy. My team's got beat by Arkansas.
Now look who's at the top of the SEC.
The 2 in the top got beat by out of conference. They're our only loss.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't.
And that's the thing. Is as bad as it sucks for us to be sitting here talking about SEC football and the conference that our teams are in. I think the SEC is going to be the conference gets their feelings hurt.
Yeah, I think so.
I think you're
Okay,
right.
and you also look at the group of five. One group of five team is going to get
Got to get in.
But you got UNLV and Boise State each with one loss, and that one Boise State loss is a game they should have beat against the
Oregon.
number one. Yep. And then you got two military schools undefeated.
The midshipmen, they playing some ball right now.
And here's the crazy thing: if they stay undefeated, they play
each other in the year.
They play in the Army Navy game, then would play each other in the
2 weeks after.
American Conference.
Yeah, play back-to-back weeks.
If I remember right, it's the conference championship game is before the Army Navy.
Yeah, they saved that for
that's
the
a
week
special.
after.
That's
it's
a
the week
special
after
deal.
That's the only game on that next week.
Yes.
Yeah, so they might be in a pickle.
Right.
Yeah, because I saw there was something.
Because if you really start breaking it down, just what you got, the SEC don't have enough ump.
No.
Well, if Georgia wins out, clearly,
right.
If Texas and Georgia play each other in the SEC championship, I think they're both in.
Yeah.
And then you've got Tennessee, LSU, Bama, Florida State. I think Ole Miss is done, and I think they're going to keep losing.
Texas A&M.
Well, Texas A&M, their schedule is really not that bad the rest of the way, though.
Yeah,
I don't think Ole Miss.
I don't think A&M can suffer another loss.
They can't.
That Notre Dame loss is not looking good right now.
No. The only thing is Notre Dame has won 5 in a row and is ranked 12th.
Yeah,
so it doesn't look that bad now.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
But that's another team that gets a spot just for a pass because they don't play nobody. They don't have a conference championship.
And Texas A&M's schedule the rest of the way is not that tough. They don't have us. I don't think they have y'all.
No.
They
don't have Georgia.
I think Bama's a part of the first 4 out.
They got LSU this weekend. A&M does, and then they're at South Carolina, which Oklahoma found out. Not an easy place to go.
I think we all found out Oklahoma's
New Mexico State.
Yeah,
that's a win. At Auburn, that's a win. But Texas does go to the A&M, so you're looking South Carolina, A&M, and LSU.
That Texas at A&M, as much as those two hate each other, as much as Texas A&M hates Texas, if that thing's riding, got a lot of stuff riding on it. That's going to be an environment.
Look out.
That's going to be a fun game.
Playoff eliminator.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah, just like I think Tennessee Georgia is a playoff eliminator. Texas A&M. I mean, honestly, right now, guys, LSU might have the best quarterback in the SEC. Nussmeier is dialing.
He is throwing dimes
right now. He is really good right now.
Yeah.
And if he's still going that way, and Brian Kelly doesn't become Notre Dame Brian Kelly.
If I was Brian Kelly, I would just say the hell with the networks. Every game we have from here on out's at night. Yeah. We're never playing another day game.
Here, ever.
He's undefeated at night in 4 years.
Yes.
Even though they do have a pretty bad loss. That USC loss looks worse.
It looks bad.
Oh, it looks
worse
every week.
Every week.
Yeah.
But, they got him when they were red hot.
I read a thing where it said an LSU fan showed a text to Brian Kelly. He said, "Will you please use your bye week on week 1 next year?"
Just go ahead and
get
it out of the way.
Just get it out of the way. Yeah. We'll play 12 straight if we have to.
Yeah.
Just don't play on week 1.
Everyone at night, 12 straight.
All right, guys. Well, that'll do it for college football. Coming up next, talking some NFL and some wrestling here on the Sports Alive.
Wrestling.
There's no job too big or too small for Gonzalez Lawn and Landscapes. Owner Chris Gonzalez works hard to make your commercial or residential properties one of the neighbors will envy. You won't find a lower price anywhere else, and that's a guarantee. We offer mowing, landscape removal, small construction jobs, and more. Our team is licensed and insured to ensure the best work for Lawrence County and surrounding areas. Your satisfaction is our goal. We won't leave until you're happy. Call today to set up a free quote.
Make your property rock and roll with services from GNS Excavating, specializing in white sand, compost, mulch, topsoil, landscape gravel, and steel landscape edging. Turn to the pros who know how to make your project shine with years of experience. The best part is they're locally owned and operated. Choose from a vast selection of mulch and rock from their conveniently located facility at number 3 Valley Road in Lawrenceburg, just off Buffalo Road. Phone 931-279-3841 and get started today.
Hey, this is Phil Hooper. Get the look you want for your favorite school, church, or business with apparel from HD Ink Screen Printing in Leoma, Tennessee. Got a logo you need embroidered or screen printed? Let HD Ink give you the professional look that sets the bar in today's world. We do fundraisers and custom designed apparel and so much more. Call today, 931-201-2961, or come see us at our new shop located at 26 Ingram Road in Leoma. Remember, HD Ink for the look you want and the look you deserve.
A moment in real estate with my dad, Jeff Hood.
You know, I get asked a lot about what the market's going to do. How's the real estate market? I've been selling real estate for a long time, and nobody has a crystal ball. And you know what? When it's your time to buy or your time to sell, it really doesn't matter what the market's doing. It's your time, and you have to do something maybe. What makes a difference is the agents and the experience that go to work for you. We're Keller Williams Hood Company, located here in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. We can help.
Hood Company, powered by Keller Williams, the #1 name in real estate.
There's a reason owners Tyler and Cindy McDowell chose the name In Service for their towing business. They did because it's their goal to be in service for you on the day that you need them the most. In Service Towing is now known far and wide for their response time because minutes matter when you're broken down. Or their 24/7 availability, you can call them anytime for service. Their professional team with years of experience and their fairness, plus their know-how in dealing with the unexpected. But the thing that In Service is known best for is how they treat their customers, and that's like family. When you need them, call them 931-843-9098.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Now, as we're coming out of break.
Thanks for the heads up, Crash.
Yeah, way to go, Crash.
Hey, go ahead. What was you talking about?
What'd you say? Blackman sure had some good facilities.
Yeah. So maybe getting a bill from Blackman.
That food aid really did a number on them. But what's getting? Well, speaking of crap, let's talk about the Titans here.
Boy, they're good.
Yes, sir.
You know who somebody ain't heard from about the Titans? Old Tuck.
Yeah.
Tuck, if you watching, I'm not even going to take your money. I would feel bad taking your money on our bet about the Titans winning the South. They may not win another game.
You see they traded Hopkins too.
Yeah,
D-Hop is now
today,
he's now playing with old Kermit in Kansas City.
But the bad thing is, you're trying to tank now. They're not. I don't think they're even going to try to win now. There's no quarterback to draft in this next class.
It's going to be the worst quarterback class we've seen in 10 years.
Yeah, what I mean, did you
listen, here's the only thing.
Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, really. I mean, here's what I think the Titans are going to have to do, and I don't.
Please, God, no.
Please, please. But I think the Titans really and truthfully, and I don't know how they're going to do it with this new stadium coming in. They've got to go get an elite quarterback.
Right.
Now, how are you going to sell it to get somebody to leave? But I mean, they've got to get an established, elite quarterback.
Right.
Got to.
Is there anything on the market this coming year, or maybe in the next year?
I mean, I'd say they got 2 years to get one. I mean, we would have to really dig into people's contracts.
Maybe have to trade somebody.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably going to be some trade involved, but I mean, they've got to go get a superstar. Yeah. How many superstars are in the NFL that are quarterbacks? Not many. There's not 30 of them.
Of the 32 starting quarterbacks, what? Maybe less than 10.
Less than 10 superstars.
And those who aren't over the age of 40.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you're going to have to convince them to come to a awful, like guys, we're talking about Cleveland Browns, Cleveland Indians from the movie from Major League. Like, we're talking about dumpster dump organization.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hate it, but I feel like we're the new Cleveland.
Yes, we are.
Hey, I ain't Titans.
Mistake
I'm a
by the
Titans
league.
hater over here. So.
Listen, hate or not, man. I mean, that's just true. That's true football talk.
Yeah, I mean, it's true football talk. Now, I think we were talking about this, Clint. If there was a trade right now, I know he ain't a superstar and he's a backup right now, but he'll probably be better than what we have currently. They offer Will Levis for Hendon Hooker, you taking that deal?
I would, just because he's smart.
Yeah. IQ wise, you were. Yeah, I was. Yeah. So.
Well, here's the thing:
From a
Hendon Hooker
standpoint
won't
of
come to
that.
Nashville.
That's the thing. I
I
feel
mean, I
bad
think
for
that-
him. I like Hendon Hooker too much.
Yeah.
He'd better
Send
off
him
as a
there.
backup for
For
Detroit.
Detroit.
and never play. He's gonna have a better chance to win. Sit over there
Get him a ring, maybe.
and not get his head knocked
Well, they
off.
can make the trade this weekend because that's who the Titans got,
Mm-hmm.
the Lions in Detroit.
Dude, they're fixing to beat them so bad.
Boy, I thought the Cowboys battle was
Hooker's
going to be
gonna
game.
play.
You think the 49 to
Yeah, we'll get to
7?
see Hendon probably second half of that game.
Yeah, oh yeah, for
Not
sure.
first half sometime.
Yeah.
But guys, I think one of my predictions at the start of the year is not looking really good right now, which is, how about Russell Wilson?
Wow.
That is Russ cooking.
And what about Mike Tomlin's speech? Is that not,
Yeah.
like him or not, when he says, "That's why I make the money I make"? Listen,
He's-
Russell Wilson looks like he did 10 years ago.
Yeah, he's looking like when
He
the
looks like
Seahawks-
Seattle.
Yeah,
Yes, he looks like that.
We're talking Super Bowl.
Yes,
Seattle,
Super
not
Bowl.
the
Yeah.
in Seattle.
Yeah, we're talking about Super Bowl Russ.
Yeah.
And hey,
Yeah.
they got a team.
They do.
Yeah, they got a squad.
Defense is really good. They got some guys on the outside, and who knew? All it took was pretty decent quarterback. And shoot, I mean, I'm not the biggest Mike Tomlin fan. I think he's too hokey. I think he's too. He's been given one too many chances that if he was in a different organization, he would have been fired 5 years ago.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
But the thing is look at his. We talk about winning percentages. Now, granted, the AFC North ain't always been the greatest, but dadgum, man. I mean, this guy,
Winning
he,
record
put,
knows how to
every
he
year.
win.
puts his team in the
Every year.
playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what
Yeah.
you're looking for at the NFL. I mean, I understand the end goal is a Super Bowl, but you at least got to make the playoffs to get there.
Yeah. And that's what sucks about being a Titans fan is your cap balance is pretty the same all around, and but yet we still have the worst.
And,
Yeah.
and
You
you're,
know?
and you're watching your old guys do work. Like I
Listen.
was on the phone with him, and he goes, "Oh, Derrick Henry just went off for a 6
Showing out, having one of the best years he's ever had.
I mean, look,
AJ Brown is thriving in
Yeah,
Philly.
Derrick Henry breaks off 81 yard run, and he's smiling. I mean, they got a picture. He's smiling. I mean,
Did y'all see that post he made on his Instagram saying, "I'm gonna have to speed this up. I should have been in the end zone whenever they got me after they shoved me out of
dude,
bounds."
31 years old, and run 22 mile an hour.
Yeah, clocked in for 22 miles an hour.
Yeah. Me and him got about the same diet, I think. That's why.
Well,
he's
did
in
y'all
such
see
good
his
shape.
warm up before the game?
Oh yeah.
He's out there running that hill, juking on the hill. That's what I told Mason. I said, "He got that from your daddy."
Yeah.
That's part of Kaiser's workout plan right there.
Right.
That wasn't punishment for doing something on the baseball field.
Yeah, that right there. I come up with that. Run a hill.
We learned not to make Dusty run. You had to give him push-ups or set-ups or something. If you had to do a run, you would never get up done with practice.
Looking at the league standings, Steelers, Ravens, both 5-2. Bills, a lot of people thought that was going to be.
I think it's the toughest conference in football.
I think it is too.
5-2. Houston 5-2, but they're kind of starting to see some cracks, especially defensively. Good quarterbacks are kind of starting to pick them apart.
Stephon Diggs showing his
And
true
then
colors.
The Chiefs are the Chiefs, guys.
You can always win when you got the rest calling for you, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it till the cows come home, and go ahead and bet on them, Brazier. They're going to win a Super Bowl, but it's tainted as you know what.
Well, listen, I'm going to predict it. Mark it down. It's going to be them and Baltimore again in the AFC Championship, and Baltimore's going to win. Derrick Henry's not going to be denied.
I'm starting to think, honestly, the toughest division right now is the NFC North. Lions, Vikings 5-1, Green Bay 5-2, and Chicago coming off a bye at 4-2. Chicago's winning with defense. That defense
They all win. I mean, it's a great
really
conference.
stinking.
Well, you know you're winning defense. Caleb Williams, their quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think because that win by Detroit in Minnesota might be the best win of any NFL team right now.
I think so. You know, and what Detroit's done after losing their best player, the best defender in the league,
and go out to beat the best team in your division.
Yes, rally around him, you know, and just looking solid.
Yeah. Dan Campbell is such a great coach.
He's
Honestly,
a great coach.
If he stood in here and told me to go run and go
jump in that pond,
go jump in the pond, strip naked, and we'll show it on air, I'd do it because Dan.
Because I'd be afraid he'd punch me if I didn't. But and listen, like, you know, he coaches with so much emotion. But when I say emotion, like, did y'all see the video when Jared Goff gave him the game ball? The guy's crying.
Yeah.
I mean, he literally.
He's player's coach.
He is a player's coach.
It's,
A tough break for the. Listen, we've had way too many injuries in NFL.
Right.
Mike Williams goes down. Godwin goes down. Ayuk goes down.
Evans is out for a while.
Yeah,
now.
I mean, just
we're not missing anything with Ayuk. I'm just going to be honest with you.
well, I know, but man, those are tough.
Yeah.
You know, and listen.
Not for Deshaun Watson. See ya, bud.
But listen, as much as we try not to be ugly towards people,
Right.
their fan base showed their true colors.
The Cleveland fans, of course.
When you like him or not,
You can't root like that when the kid
Yeah.
probably had a career in an injury.
yes, I mean, you see what I'm saying?
Even if he is a scumbag.
He may be the biggest scumbag there is.
Yeah. The best way you're right. The best way they probably should have treated that is just not said anything.
Just don't say nothing. Just act like he's not there anymore.
Right.
And that would have been better. But because this is Dad coming out.
Yeah.
When you got people our age sitting up in the stands with their sons,
Booing.
and you got Dad saying, "Yeah, break your leg." Come on, man.
It rubs off, man.
Yeah. So that fan base showed their true colors. So I mean that's not cool.
Yeah. Well, they ain't won since Jim Brown.
And they're not gonna win.
Yeah.
I mean they're not gonna win.
Baker, he's doing great.
Yeah.
He's in a great situation.
Yeah, Baker.
Yeah.
I mean that's just listen.
Yeah.
That just shows you all the talk we talk about in NFL about systems for quarterbacks.
You ain't kidding.
Yeah.
It's a true statement.
It's 80% of someone's success, and that's at every position. 80% is where you end up.
But I do literally love the fact that Aaron Rodgers got his coach fired and has thrown 2 game-ending interceptions 2 weeks in a row.
That's been amazing.
That's been great to see.
And him to stand there or sit on the sideline, and he's looking like he's got these big old bug eyes, like, what's happening?
Yeah. I worked in Green Bay. Why can't it work here? I ran that organization too.
And listen, here's the crazy thing about the guy is he can still throw the rock.
Yeah.
Off one foot.
Still sling it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he throws it off 1 foot at 40.
On a scramble.
Half of the league throws on 2 feet.
Yeah.
And it don't help that you're number one. Garrett Wilson can't catch a cold.
That's true.
Yeah.
And then they bring in
Other
Devontae
team can catch it,
Adams,
though.
and
They double team Devontae. I mean, that's just great defense.
All right, guys, let's get in a little bit of wrestling. We're about to hit another big PLE coming up.
PLE,
next month.
it's gonna be a big one.
Survivor Series, and I think you're right, Hayden. We're about to hit to a Bloodline v Bloodline. War Games almost called it the AEW. Mine almost called it Blood and Guts.
Yeah,
The War Game match.
I think it's going to be a good one. I do. I like the way they're going with the Usos.
Yeah.
And Roman.
Having interference in Jey Uso's title loss to Braun Breaker.
Yep. I like the way they're setting that up. I liked how Jay was trying to make amends with Solo on Friday Night SmackDown, telling him everything. And then, of course, he has his little moment with Jacob Fatu, which is really great. I think WWE has hit a home run with the Bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And now, going to have The Rock involved somewhere.
Right.
Probably after the Survivor Series match, I'd say.
I think so.
It might even be in it. Who knows?
And hey, I think we might see a guy at Crown Jewel.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we're going to see him.
But I don't think I don't think they're building it up like me and you want it to be, though. I think it's going to be him and Gunther.
That's what I'm saying. I think he's not coming out with a bloodline.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted him. I just wanted to come out to protect Heyman or him and Roman or something.
I'm not saying that ain't out of the question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Lesnar's coming out for Gunther. That dude, he's fixing to take one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're fixing to see a battle.
Did y'all see the thing I sent at 5 a.m. this morning, though?
Yeah, I did see that.
Will Ospreay has had more 5-star matches in a month than CM Punk, John Cena, and Kurt Angle combined their entire career.
Yeah.
Kevin Nash says, "Yeah, how's his merchandise sales?"
Yeah, he sold 2 shirts, and those guys are sold millions.
Such a good one-liner.
That's a great one-liner.
Yeah, especially when considering the source of who gives those
Right.
stars. It's, and that company is, they signed a new TV deal, but guys, there ain't no one watching, ain't no one in the stands. So
Nope.
Not at all.
just is what it is. So, well, guys, we're going to close out the show coming up next. It's the rant segment. Dusty's got one. I've got one. Clinton's good.
I'm easy like Sunday morning today, boys.
Hayden's shaky, so we'll have those coming up next.
Jack Davis Insurance, located at 201 West Gain Street in Lawrenceburg, has you covered through life's obstacles. Jack Davis specializes in group insurance for businesses and institutions of all sizes. With coverage for life, accidents, cancer, critical illness, short-term disability, dental, and vision, Jack Davis can customize a plan to meet every need. Now available Medicare plans for seniors. Contact Paige Davis at 931-492-9284 today for Medicare Supplement, Medicare Advantage, and prescription drug plan insurance. Serving Lawrence and surrounding counties since 1987, call the team at Jack Davis Insurance today at 931-242-5225.
Are you looking for the perfect refrigerator? What about a new stove or washer or dryer? It only makes sense to shop at the one place that specializes in appliances, top to bottom, big or small. And that's Kelly Appliance in Lawrenceburg. Kelly Appliance is home to all major name brands, including LG. LG makes life good with a full selection of refrigerators, cooking appliances, dishwashers, microwaves, and more, including appliances made right here in Tennessee. Family owned and family operated. Stop by Kelly Appliance on Jerry Street in Lawrenceburg today.
At Lawrenceburg Federal Bank, we're proud to be locally owned and operated because we're not just a bank, we're family. When you call, you'll be greeted by a friendly representative who's ready to discuss your banking needs, as well as offer our competitive rates on CDs and money market accounts. Our loan decisions are made in-house and never sold to a secondary market because our commitment is simple. You matter to us. At Lawrenceburg Federal, we offer all the conveniences of larger banks with a personal touch. Join us at Lawrenceburg Federal Bank, where community, trust, and service come together.
Lawrenceburg Flooring and More is your premier source for hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl tile, sheet vinyl, residential and commercial carpet, carpet tiles, ceramic and porcelain tile, waterproof floating floor, plus blinds and shutters. Lawrenceburg Flooring and More is also home to all name brands and can tackle projects big and small. Installation? You're covered with installers who've got years of experience and stand behind their work. Let Lawrenceburg Flooring and More make your design dreams a reality. 2760 Highway 43 North, or visit lawrenceburgflooringandmore.com.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And back here on X Sports Live into our final segment here of the show. Clint, no rants?
Only thing I would like to really tell local high school fans that if you do choose to sit right under the press box, no cowbells. No cowbells. Please, no cowbells. My ears are still ringing.
Sheesh.
If you do it, just do it down low or something. You want to hold them up
and hold it, so all you hear is just a.
Yeah, that's it. Other than that,
I ain't got one.
Go Vols.
Go Vols. That's right.
All right, Dusty.
All right, well, I got 2 rants today, guys. Yeah. So I'm just gonna go ahead and call it. I don't beat around the bush a whole lot. I try to watch myself best I can. There is 0 call for parents, fans, however you want to look at it, to be on a high school football field, baseball field, basketball court. It don't matter. Now, you win a state championship, by all means, you go out there and you celebrate. But keep your hind ends off the field until everybody's done.
What he's relaying, we got to witness it. And I'll take it a step further. It was their home field. You want to go out there and take a picture with your baby, you got to wait till the other team gets off the field.
Right.
You got to wait till
That's what that fence is
everything.
for.
Yes. And it's like I'm 100% with Dusty. I didn't have a rant, but I'm going to back him on it. That's what you're entrusting your coaches for, to handle any situation. Let them handle it. You know, there's nothing you're going to do to make any situation better running on the field and starting a ruckus. Because we saw the other night, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work because you've got, 17, 18-year-olds, let's just call it, guys who've just come off
a lot of testosterone.
A lot, and they've been playing for 4 quarters. And that's still still in them.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have a parent that's not your parent from your team telling you things that they shouldn't be telling you, that's probably not going to work. I'll speak for myself. I telling him, AJ, before the show, and I'll do it for you as well. Like, if somebody would have done that when we were playing, we'd have been walking towards them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not right either. Mm-mm. But that's just but things like that escalate.
Yeah.
And it's just not good.
Well,
nothing good comes out of it.
Nothing good comes out of saying, well, I was told so-and-so, so
Yeah.
I need to run out on the field. Well, don't worry about what you were told.
No.
There's right ways to handle things, and it's usually the adult way.
Exactly. You let the coaches handle their players.
Mm-hmm.
Opposing coaches don't handle opposing team players.
Right.
Now, you go talk to the coach, by all means.
Yeah.
Hey, such and such, I want to check into this for me, coach, if you don't care. By all means, I'm cool with that. Mm-hmm. And I would respect that the head coach from the other team would do a good job in finding out if something happened. Yeah. And that's not just what we witnessed the other night. That goes across the board. We talk about it in basketball. We see it a little bit. Not as bad. I know, because there's not a fence.
Mm-hmm.
So when the game's over with, the officials leave.
Well, listen, I guarantee you we could go to YouTube and watch one video, and the next one we scroll to would be a mob on a basketball floor or a football field.
Sure.
I mean, happened in Muscle Shoals just the other way.
Yes,
a
it
Pee Wee
did.
football game.
Pee Wee football game just was stupid.
Yeah.
But and you got to look out for player safety.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when you got all that going on at one time. Players act up. Can't say I didn't, but things happen. So I think just going forward, TSSAA might need to look and setting some punishment. Yeah. They do in college football.
Right.
And I don't know what it is for basketball or anything like that, but you got colleges that get fined when people rush the field.
Well, I think it's one of those. Just like I thought the way we went about it. But you remember the thing we did maybe last year, or the year before, where if a fan gets this, he's fined.
Right.
Well, I think you have to enforce that. I think you have to. If you do this, if you come on the field and are physical, you're done. I mean, you can't come back.
No, you get.
But
it was just one parent, right? It wasn't the whole.
No. Well, listen. Here's what happened. One parent ran down, started the whole mess. They were huddled in prayer, and I want to give a big shout out to Ben Gooch, because everything he does in the FCA program is all over is great. But I did have to have some fun with him, because as soon as that prayer ended, it was, coach was having to push people off. Yeah. Players were, I think there were some punches thrown.
I was told there were some punches
thrown. A lot of parents cussing and stuff. And I couldn't help myself. I walked up to Ben Gooch. I said, "My gosh, what'd you say in that prayer?"
That is the perfect line. That's so good. I love that so much. I love that so much.
But I'm right there with him. You can go back on our broadcast. You can see the guy running on the field, and all HELL breaks loose right after it.
Yep.
So
there's that. My next one. I'm an Alabama fan.
Yes.
My
I was
papa.
hoping we wasn't done with this.
My papa had when bless his soul, when I was just a little bitty feller, I learned Atlanta Braves baseball. I learned Alabama football, and what little bit of NFL he watched, he was a Chicago Bears guy. Chris Stewart. For anybody who's watching this show, these guys know the story. If you're a sports guy, SEC guy, you probably have read it in the past few days. Chris Stewart is the voice of the Alabama football team. 22 years baseball, 24 years basketball. Somehow they thought this moron could replace Eli Gold. Can't do it.
It's like replacing John Ward.
Yes, it just can't be done.
Or like replacing Nick Saban.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's going. When I finally ran on that, guys, we played to shut the show down.
Be a one-man show. We'll just open up and it'll be Dusty sitting here, nobody else here.
It's just us laughing. It's like a comedy routine.
But this guy has went public and is accusing the Tennessee Vols putting artificial sound in Neyland Stadium Saturday night. Are you kidding me, dude? I'm going to look at you. I know you'll never see this. I wish somebody would find it and send it to Chris Stewart, send it to Learfield Sports, whoever, don't care.
He's heard it. He's heard it so far this week.
I know you've probably heard worse than I'll ever say to you live on this show. You're a moron.
This is an Alabama fan, too.
We got beat on the road to the number one hostile college football stadium in the United States.
One of 100%.
Yeah.
That night it was the number one. So, Stuart, get your facts right. We already look bad enough because we got our hind ends kicked by Vanderbilt. We piss poor coaching. And now our main voice of the Roll Tide is saying that the Tennessee Vols are putting artificial sounds in the system. Are you kidding me? He should be the first one to critique DeBoer, and he should be the first one to say, you know what, guys, we suck, and we got our hind ends kicked that second half.
Right.
Because now we've played 12 quarters of football, actually 14 quarters of football, and not made one adjustment. Not one. So there. Chris Stewart, you're not on my. You've made my list, and I'll be glad when you're not the voice of the Tide. I know Eli Gold will never be the voice again. Bless Eli. He's dealing with a lot of medical issues. I think Eli Gold's been great. Just like you said, can't replace John Ward. But I wish that they would do something with Chris Stewart and get us somebody who's not a moron.
Yeah.
Actually, my rant is along the lines of his rant. And I wish most fans in general would be as civil and be as, what's the word I'm looking for, realistic as you are when it comes to Bama. And in one word tonight, has Dusty complained about Tennessee fans?
No.
Has he mentioned anything about the field storming tonight?
No.
That's a good fan.
Or artificial sound.
Or artificial sound. Not one bit until the very end, which, by the way, I was there. You couldn't hear anything above the PA. And if they were pumping in crowd noise, I think we would have been able
to listen, artificial sound don't make those end zone cameras do this.
It don't.
Yeah, no.
When we're watching the game and we're like
the whole TV.
It's almost like somebody grabbed the table.
Yeah.
You should have been there. I was holding my son and I went, holy crap, is this thing about to go down? Yeah, but I felt it shake. I felt it shake in several stadiums before, but that one was just like everyone's standing and people are jumping like, I don't want to die right now. This is a great game, and I don't want to make. I don't want to be on. I've been on the news for 18 years. I don't want to be back on the news for all the wrong reasons. But we in our group chat with the Exports Network, poor Crash is having a meltdown, And that same meltdown is what we're starting to see from a lot of Alabama fans, a lot of Alabama media who are even leading on more. There's guys are taking pictures of speakers, and those speakers are for the players, and when they hear their hype music and when they hear third down, whatever the case may be, because older stadium, it's not always easy to hear.
Sure.
In those that's why they put speakers all over the place, and they're trying to get that better. But poor Sam, he's saying there's no winning culture in Tennessee. You're seeing all this stuff, people tweeting out, "Oh, I can't believe that they would rush the field against Alabama. That's you already did it once. It's so pathetic." Listen, guys, see these two teams right here? I covered them for 15 years. You know how many field stormings, court stormings I saw against them combined? 2. When they stop rushing the field against your team is when your teams don't matter anymore. You should hope that it's such a big deal that they continue to beat Alabama and they still rush the field. Because when they stop, that's where you know where your program is. The last time I saw them get a field rush was 2008. What year are we in, guys?
24.
That was 16 years ago. Happened at East Carolina. They were 3rd or 4th in the country. East Carolina kicked the dog crap out of them, and their fans rushed the field. You know how many West Virginia fans complained about that? And they complain about everything. None. When South Carolina rush the field against Tennessee a couple years ago?
No.
No, it was, yeah.
Oh, yes, it was. When they at South Carolina. And
Arkansas did it.
Arkansas did it this year. I said, hey, I'm just glad we're a good enough team. People rush the field for us.
Exactly.
That's the thing, that really,
it's a compliment, to be honest.
That's what people understand, and that's what sets me off as a fan.
Yeah.
I 1,000%, y'all know me just as well as most people. I could be that obnoxious jerk if I wanted to.
Well, you are.
But I mean, you gotta be real.
Yeah.
Well, look,
which is what your whole focus about that game is everything that happened between.
Well, he wants his team to be better, which is what your fans should.
Which is what all these other fans need. Sam needs to be more focused on his quarterback play. He needs to be more focused on his coach.
And why they can't make an adjustment.
Yeah.
And this being real, and whether it's coming from a Tennessee fan or an Auburn fan, don't matter. I don't care. I'm tired of hearing, now you see what it's like.
Yeah. Well, y'all don't see what it's like yet. Trust me. I'll tell you when you get there.
It takes a lot.
I'll tell you when you get there.
Right, but I'm just saying,
you ain't had a Derek Dooley yet.
Or Butch Jones.
Well, even Butch Jones had a couple of winning seasons.
Jeremy Pruitt.
We just had them before Nick.
Right.
That's true. That is very true.
And that's the thing. We had them before Nick. I can't help it that y'all never had a Nick Saban.
Yeah. Well, nobody has except y'all.
Yeah. I mean,
Hogs.
I think if there's one team really and truthfully that should be mattering crap out of everybody, would be LSU.
Yeah.
Because he went to the NFL.
He went to title and says, I ain't leaving, and he left.
Yeah.
And he didn't go back there and come to Alabama after he went to Miami.
Yeah.
I think if anything, they should be the ones mad.
Because they could have had a dynasty that's
could you imagine him down there recruiting back in the day with them Cajuns?
But I didn't think I was a little bit embarrassed when I saw that they didn't rush the field nothing like 22. Yeah. I think it was a lot of people.
Kind of like a slow.
I think it was a lot of people that didn't get to get on.
It took it a little bit.
Yeah, most of the people down there were ones that didn't get to get on the fun in 2022.
Yeah.
Right.
But the more I got to think about it, I was like, I was on the couch with my youngest kid, and I said, in her life, she's only seen Tennessee beat Alabama twice.
Yeah.
I said, go enjoy it. I mean, it's been a rough 17 years.
Right.
Go do it.
As long as you can do it safely. I've seen more court stormings. I've been at games where there's been more court stormings and field stormings, but if you can do it safely, which let's face it, 99.9% of these are, they don't bother the other players. They let the coaches get off the field. They just, you know what they do? They rush the court, they rush the field, go to the center, jump around for 5 minutes, and they leave.
Yeah.
And they tear down. Occasionally, they tear down.
Probably makes getting out of Neyland Stadium easier if everybody's going to the field, don't it?
Yeah, y'all can just hit the.
We enjoyed it for a little bit, took some pictures and whatnot.
Sure.
And then I had to carry a 2-year-old, what felt like for 500 yards. My arms still haven't recovered from that. Holding the 2-year-old, walking him from the parking lot or the parking garage to our seats on the other side of the stadium. Then literally everybody is going where I was at, and I'm walking in the opposite direction. But anyways, I think fans just in general, it's not just an Alabama thing, but do like most fan bases do when you, what's the old saying goes, guys? When you lose, say nothing. When you win, say even less.
Well, what's the first step? Admitting you have a problem.
Yeah.
And we got to focus internally before we can blame anybody else.
Yeah, that's
because I'm doing the same thing with Tennessee. I never would have imagined that I would be this petrified of our offense at the start of the season, and this tickled for our defense.
Right.
If you'd have told me that, I'd have lost money. If we'd have bet, I said, no, ain't no way. That's what happened.
You know when a fan base, there's some people within the fan base is melting down when they're focusing on everything else that's not happening in between.
On the field.
When I heard that about Stewart saying that, I had to look at my phone. I thought this is on one of these sites that's fake.
AI generated.
Yeah.
And then I started really getting into it. I'm like, this moron, this is legit.
Yeah.
But hey.
So that's my biggest rant. I think, I don't know what's going to happen next year, the year after with DeBoer. Who knows the rest of the way, but
4 more years, Clint.
Yeah.
You
just gotta when your team loses, don't go on social media, don't make all these excuses, and Joel Klatt, you're such a big freaking moron criticizing people for how they light up the cigars. Who cares, Joel? You played at Colorado and you sucked. That's why you're commentating with Gus Johnson, which, by the way, the last 2 games I've shut you off because I'm tired of listening to you talk. And for God's sakes, Gus, can you quit calling your sideline person the All-American girl? It's stupid. Stop with it. She's a person. She's a really good reporter.
She has a name.
And Joel, your show sucks. You suck. Just all in general. Please, someone clip that and send it to him. Hell, I might even do it myself.
All right.
Hey,
while we're sending things to people, Titans are really, really bad. I think Bob Kesslin's about to retire. Please, the University of Tennessee, go get Mike Keith real bad.
Go get it, please.
Go get Mike Keith.
Yes.
But on a positive note, our wives last night had a fun time.
Yes.
Oh, but I tuned in on that. They did a great job.
Props to our wives,
Yes,
Mary
they did a
Lee
great
and
job.
Cassandra.
Yeah.
They
Tricky trick play.
They tricky
Trick play.
They became the voice of the Powder Puff last night,
Hopefully
and
for years to come.
it was for years to come. It was fun. I sat up in a booth with them, and it was funny though. Before it started, Mary Lee and Cassandra both were like, "Well, what do y'all do here?" It's not all just rock and roll.
She did say she gained a much more respect, a new view of what we do.
I look over and my wife is wearing binoculars.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was taking it serious,
And
man.
She was taking it
I
serious.
said, "What are you doing with binoculars?" Of course, well, how do y'all see? They complained about how dirty it was up there. They complained about the windows, but it was really fun. They done a really good job.
They did.
And hats off to Lawrence County and their homecoming.
Yeah.
And don't worry, Gretchen, I'm not going to ask you to do one. Lord, FCC be all over us. We get her up there.
They should have. We should have them on Exports Live one night.
Let the women
show.
We'll just come in
Or
here.
they can join us, and we can just.
Yeah, we could just have a panel.
They can just have a panel.
Boys, y'all open up Pandora's box. I'm telling you.
All right, well, that'll do it here for Exports Live.
That's in the making right now.
That
You
is
wait
in
and
the
see.
making. We definitely
That's in the
need
making right now.
Definitely need to do it. So for Hayden Burks, I'm AJ Good. For Clint Brazier and Dusty
Go Vols!
Kaiser.
That's right. Go
Roll
Vols.
Tide.
Get to brag for one more year, baby.
Please fire Neil Brown. We'll see you guys next week.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.